This would have made me $1 million so much faster if I could just go back to my 18-year-old self and tell him this one principle. I promise I would be a billionaire at this point. All I needed to do is follow this. I wasted so much time not doing this. There's two variables you need to understand with any process of any business on the face of the planet, anything, marketing. It does not matter. Only two ways you could do it, which is volume and quality. When you start something new, you must put a massive amount of effort to understand what doesn't work. So you always start off with a massive amount of volume. You do it over and over again. Let's say content creation. You do as much as you possibly can, as aggressively as possible. This overcomes all of your mental limitations. This overcomes every hurdle. And it also gives you enough reps so that you can do it easily and smoothly without thinking too hard. This applies to everything, marketing campaigns, creating products. There's too many people that have never created a product in their entire life. They get $7 million worth of fundraising, and because they've never sold anything ever, they don't even know what a good product is. Way too many people burning through venture capital cash because they don't know what a good product is. You need to make a lot of it and test as aggressively as you possibly can. We live in the future, and there's so much online platforms and different website builders and different things where you could test different products really aggressively. I remember one time a while ago, there's this guy as a drop shipping, and he made like 150 storefronts with 150 different products. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not doing enough. So chances are, if you're sucking at something and you're not getting results, you're just not doing enough, and you need to put more volume in. And the second one is the hardest, but once you get past this discipline thing of you just putting a massive amount of effort in, then it becomes a byproduct of if you can increase the quality of what you're doing. So quality means you actually only do what works and delete what doesn't work, meaning whatever gets results. This is like so foreign for people, but like if increasing your production quality and I don't know, getting a $6,000 camera doesn't actually make you more money, then why are you doing it? You need to look at other people's tests. Other people have done exactly what I do, whether it's products or marketing, whatever. Look at their tests and see which ones actually work, and only follow what works and ignore what doesn't. This will increase the quality of what you're doing. Not only that, but another element that increases the quality of what you're doing is the reason why you're doing it. Too many people are doing things for the wrong reason and they crash and burn. For example, people do things to make money. When you do make your first $1 million a year or whatever the case is, what are you going to do after that? If you're doing it purely for money, you're going to crash and burn. You're not going to want to get creative with your content. You're not going to want to be creative with your products or anything. You're just going to be like, well, I made the money. What's next? You have to have a really big, consistent, long-term why of why you're doing something, and you'll never burn. And this is where you create the biggest feedback loop of making money.